Hi there, my name's Colin and this is the ActionFigureResource video channel, the place for all your action figure news, reviews, tutorials and guides. Today I'm taking a look at the Biz Batman action figures released in 1989. Don't forget to wait to the end of the video to download your free Batman action figure collector's guide. Also, subscribe below, click the bell icon to be informed on my future videos, and smash that like button. Okay, let's get on with today's video.
ActionFigureResource.com. Yesterday's toys, today's treasures.
In 1989, after the huge success of the Tim Burton Batman movie starring Michael Keaton, Warner Brothers decided to license new toy manufacturer Toy Biz to produce a line of action figures for the movie. As a result, and due to time constraints, Toy Biz only released 3 figures in this line: Batman, the Joker and Bob the Goon. Toy Biz also produced 2 vehicles for this line, the Batmobile and the Batwing. Although these figures were classified and often listed as their own separate line, they were distributed and packaged with the DC Comics superheroes that were released at the same time, therefore almost resembling a subset of these figures. The packaging was typical for the late 1980s. The front of the card had artwork of the character on the left-hand side, with the action figure in its bubble on the right-hand side. The top of the card featured the Batman logo, the character's name, and an inset of the action figure. The first figure we're looking at today is Batman. To get these figures into stores as quickly as possible, the first Batman figures released were very generic in look, and the head sculpt had absolutely no resemblance to Michael Keaton. There were actually 3 variants of the Batman figure. The first 2 variants were a square-jawed Batman and a round-jawed Batman. However, once Toy Biz were given permission to use Michael Keaton's likeness, these head sculpts were replaced with a Michael Keaton head sculpt. This is the 3rd variant. I have seen 2 versions of the Michael Keaton head sculpt though, which is unknown to a lot of people. The 4th head sculpt features Batman or Michael Keaton with painted eyes and mouth. This is the rarer version of the 4 of them. Also, the 4th variant had slightly bulkier arms on the body sculpt, and his body armor was slightly bulkier. The Batman figure came with a retractable rope with a bat hook attached to the end of it. This was pulled in and out on a piece of string that came out of Batman's waist. The biggest problem with this is that the hook often came off the string. The string would then retract back into Batman's body, never to be seen again. The Toy Biz figure also came with a Batmarang and a device for shooting the grappling hook. However, this device was for show only and was not functional. He also had a removable cloth cape and a yellow plastic belt. He had articulation on his arms, elbows, hips and knees, and he had a swivel jointed head. Batman's armor and muscle suit were really well sculpted and still held up to the best of today's figures. The paintwork was okay, but a bit shoddy and overlapped in places. The flesh tone was a bit too pale, particularly on the Keaton figures, and made him look a bit anemic. The sculpting, however, was excellent, particularly considering the scale this was in and the lack of technology available at the time. On the secondary market, the square and round-jaw Batman figures sold for between $20 and $25. The Keaton head sculpt figures go for between $30 to $60, with an average price of around the $60 mark. Loose, the square-jawed and round-jawed Batman figures sell for between $5 to $10, and the Keaton head sculpt figures for between $10 to $15. The second figure in this line is the Joker. This Joker figure is probably one of the worst I've ever seen. How this got past Toy Biz's directors and quality control is beyond me. The head sculpt has absolutely no resemblance or likeness to Jack Nicholson, so I can only assume that again they were unable to get the license to use his likeness. Due to the poor sculpting of this figure, there was very little demand and it remained on toy shop shelves for nearly a decade after its release. The worst part of this figure was the hideous facial expression he was sculpted with. The only redeeming factors with this figure are the excellent artwork on the packaging and the fact that the colours of his clothes actually resembles the colours used in the comic book. The Joker's action feature was that he had a water tank that attached to his back and was connected by a small pipe to a flower on his lapel. When the water tank was squeezed, the flower on his lapel shot water. There were two variants of the Joker figure. One had a kiss curl in his hair on his forehead and the other one didn't. The figure with the kiss curl is the slightly rarer version. On the secondary market, the Joker mint on the car sells for between $15 to $40, with an average value of around $25. Loose, he sells for between $4 to $10. Lastly, we're taking a look at Bob the Goon with Power Kick. Bob came with a hat, a pistol and a dagger and articulation on his shoulders, hips, knees and a swivel jointed head. He was painted wearing a plain black suit. Bob's action feature was a power kick that was activated when a lever on his back was pushed. The head sculpt, although not as bad as the Joker's head sculpt, was still not accurate to the movie character and had very little detail. Please note that all the prices quoted in this video are for information only and are not an offer or a solicitation to buy any figures at these prices. When researching these prices, I checked both online and offline auction houses and retail sites in order to get the most up-to-date and accurate prices I could. Bear in mind that values and prices can vary hugely depending on the quality of the card, whether it's sealed mint on the card or in the box, and whether the figure is loose and has all the accessories or not. Don't forget to download your Batman Collector's Guide here. Subscribe below. Click on the bell icon in order to see all my future videos and smash that like button. Also, don't forget to check out the rest of the videos on this playlist. Until next time, bye for now.
ActionFigureResource.com. Yesterday's toys, today's treasures.